Good morning, boys and girls. It's good to see you today. Now, do you know what I have in my hands? It's a doll, yeah, but it's a doll that has a very special name. Do any of you know what it is? It's called a Raggedy Ann doll. When I was a little girl, everybody had a Raggedy Ann or a Raggedy Andy doll. And they pretty much always looked the same, just like this. This is the color their clothes were, and the color their socks were, and the color their hair was. And this one is about 50 years old. It's really old. It's not mine. It belongs to a friend in the congregation. But she brought it in so I could show it to you. And this doll looks like she's been loved a lot, doesn't she? Her clothes are a little bit torn, and somebody spilled something on her face, and she's missing a few buttons. But that just means that somebody's played with her a whole lot. She's been loved a whole lot. Now, Raggedy Anns and Raggedy Andys came in all different sizes. And the way you could tell if it was an Ann, a girl Raggedy Ann, or an Andy, a boy Raggedy Ann, was how long their hair was. So that's why I know this one's a Raggedy Ann. But there was something that every Raggedy Ann had that was the same. And let me show it to you. It's right here. Can you see that? It's an I love you written on her heart. Now, this doll reminded me of something we heard in church today. In one of the readings, God said, I'm going to write I love you on your heart. Well, he didn't say those words. God said, I'm going to make sure that in your heart you know how much I care about you. You know that I promise to always be with you. You know that I promise to love you. But a short way of saying that is God writes I love you on our hearts. Just like our Raggedy Ann has I love you written on her heart. And you know that goes both ways. When it's written on her heart, it's a way of Raggedy Ann saying to us, peek, I love you. But it's also a way of the person who has the Raggedy Ann saying, I love you too. And that's the way it works with God. God writes, I love you on our hearts to say, I will always love you, always and forever. And on our hearts, we try to always say, I love you too, God. I love you back. Let's have a prayer together. Holy God, thank you for the way you love us. Thank you for the people you put around us to love us. And thank you that you promise that you write, I love you on our hearts so we can never forget. Amen.